What is good, everybody? I am your guy Rez, and I am back again with another bittersweet video for y'all, but alas, here we are. So this video right here is going to be a little hard for me. This has so much nostalgia, I don't even know where to begin, but I gotta do this some way, in shape or form, because I wanted to do this before you know, I send these off. So I recently just sold a huge nostalgic pieces, I should say, from my personal toy collection. It has been something that has been very difficult for me to do, but because of life and everything that's just been going on, you know, I figured it's time to let these go. So without further ado, I wanted to share with you guys these bad boys right here. So as y'all know, you know, I grew up in the 90s. You know, I was born in 87, but you know, I grew up primarily in the 90s, and these guys right here, hold on, let me just show you the rest. Boom, right there, and boom, right there. I've had these figures in my collection for 18 years, 18 plus to be exact, and you know, these guys have always been there by my side, and they were something that I wanted to cherish for as long as I possibly could. But I think that 18 years is pretty long enough for me. But I'm actually sending these off. I sold these not too long ago online, and the buyer, fortunately, is a huge TMNT fan like myself, and he's going to appreciate these just as much as I did. So I'm glad that they're going to a good home. But I told him, hey man, you know, I wanted to do a video on these. Do you mind waiting a few days while I give these guys a proper send-off and say my final goodbyes to him? And he was like, yeah man, totally. So shout outs to him. I think he's actually subscribed to my channel. If you guys haven't done that, so please subscribe. But you know, the Ninja Turtles have always been a good part of my childhood. These right here, these particular turtles are actually part of the rebooted version of the TMNT series. So I know Ninja Turtles like started like in the 80s and stuff like that. You know, started off with like comics, and then eventually, you know, it got the idea was pitched, and then eventually it became a cartoon, a television show. So you know, if you grew up in that era, you know, you definitely know who the Ninja Turtles are. I mean, come on, which kid didn't know about Ninja Turtles that grew up in the 80s and 90s, you know? But these ones right here actually were the first reboot, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they were the first reboot, to my knowledge, back in like the 2000s. So these figures right here, I actually got these during the 2002 like year, and I was actually in middle school when these came out. So I really didn't have much money at the time. I wasn't working, obviously, so I had to work and get an allowance and try and beg my parents to get me these figures. They couldn't find the figures, so I asked them for some money, and I remember this very vividly in my head. You know, I remember I was begging my mom and dad for some money, and there was a local Kmart. Yes, Kmart. I don't know if they're still around, if you guys heard of them, but there was a local Kmart near my area, and I ran over there to try and find these figures, and they had them. They were scattered, so I had to really look through all the toys to try and find the ones with the best condition, and you know, the ones that were all intact and nothing was damaged. And I actually found all 4 turtles. I was so happy as a kid, you know, like this is like the best thing. This is like Christmas all over again. But you know, I jetted over to Kmart, I found these figures, I bought them. I never opened them because I cherished them so much. I didn't want to mess them up, I didn't want to have them damaged. But you know, I remember the television show. These came out before the television show aired, and I believe they aired, if I can remember correctly, it was Fox Kids that aired the TMNT reboot for the first time in many years, and I was so hooked. I remember I bought like the turtle van, the wagon, and I bought all the other stuff. I sold all the other stuff over the years. I even had like the giant versions of these guys, you know, and I sold them off. But you know, these ones were the ones that were closest to me. So I'm gonna kind of go in detail and just kind of give you my thoughts on each figure and stuff like that. But you know, Mikey was always the goofy type. You know, he was one of my favorite dudes, one of my favorite turtles. Always cracking jokes and stuff like that. Donnie, the brains, obviously, you know, he was the brains of the group. He would always build and fix stuff and do all that cool stuff, and you know, it was just a great memory to know these turtles. Raph was always my favorite turtle. I know he was the one that had the most rough edges out of the group, and he's always been like that, but there was just something about his, you know, super badass attitude that I always really grew attached to, because I think that he represents me the most out of the group. You know, but he was always my guy. And then of course we have the leader, you know, Leonardo. You know, he was always the guy that was kind of balanced, and he tried to keep the group intact. I mean, I'm sure if you're a Turtles fan, you don't need to hear what I'm saying right now, but you know, for those of you who don't know about the Turtles, which I find very hard to believe, but if you don't know about the Turtles, these are like their personalities, you know. And the great thing about these carded figures is that, you know, on the back, you know, it just has like that really nice like retro look to it, and then it even has like a little collectible profile card for each of the figures, and it kind of gives them their height, their weight, the age, and their weapon of choice and stuff like that. You know, a lot of toys, like, they don't really make toys like this anymore, and I wish they did, because, you know, this stuff is like really near and dear to our hearts as kids, you know, and even as like adults, you know, adult collector, toy collectors, you know, we cherish this stuff, man. I did. I mean, these are 18 years old and the cards are still in like pretty flawless condition. I had them up on my wall. I'm looking up on my wall right here. This wall looks so weird to me because it's all white. There's nothing there. And I'm trying to figure out, yo, what am I going to put there, you know, because it's just bothering me. But, you know, I'll figure something out, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it doesn't just end there with the Turtles, because I actually got the entire first wave of the original characters in this video, and I'm gonna share with you guys them in 3, 2, 1, go. So I have like a bunch more. I have 5 more figures from that first wave that they did. Here, as you can see, I'm holding the foot soldier. They gave the foot soldiers a different look, you know, because I know like the OG foot soldiers, you know, it had that typical purple and black, and you know, they had like the yellow eyes and stuff like that. But you know, these are pretty cool. When I saw these guys like redone, I was like, man, these guys look terrifying as a kid, but they look badass. So, you know, I got a foot soldier in there, obviously. You know, part of the same wave. Shredder, I mean, obviously the leader of the Foot Clan, Barukusaki, you know what I'm saying? Yes, I'm a nerd, but yeah, you know, I had the Shredder. I thought he was so menacing looking, you know, having this remade version of him. I mean, look, he had like the Freddy Krueger claws, you know, it looks like it, and he's like holding like the twin swords. He had the staff, and then he had like the throwing stars and ninja stars and stuff like that. And you know, he was always really scary to me. I thought like when they did the Super Shredder, you know, I was like, yo, what the hell happened to him, you know what I mean? And then this version right here, this is his like normal stage, and he already looks terrifying. So I thought that was a really nice touch that they did on you know, Shredder, you know, the leader of the Foot Clan. So definitely something that was menacing as a kid. And then of course we have the Rat, you know what I'm saying? The Master Splinter. You know, we would not have any of the Turtles if it wasn't for this guy right here. You know, they definitely changed his color, that's for sure. His fur now is gray, so I'm assuming he's aged. They made him a lot more older, you know, because I know like in the old school Ninja Turtles cartoon, and even in the 90s film, you know, they made his fur like brownish and stuff like that. But no, you know, he does have like a walking stick, and he's got like the bow and arrow, like the OG thing. He has quivers with arrows, and he's got the ooze container, you know, to kind of like show how the TMNTs became the Turtles and stuff. But you know, there would be no Turtles if it wasn't for this guy right here. And then of course we have the original Bonnie and Clyde. I'm just playing Bonnie and Clyde. They had a love connection, April O'Neil and Casey Jones. You know, I don't know how I feel too much about April O'Neil, the redesign of the character. This look for me was just kind of weird. It was difficult for me to kind of understand, because it was just so different, and so like they just stirred away so far from the original. But I mean, it worked. He's definitely got this much different tomboyish look to her now. But yeah, you know, I just wanted to share with you guys, you know, all of these TMNT figures that I had in my collection. I'm definitely going to miss all of these. The buyer actually bought all 9 of them. I sold them in a lot because I really didn't want to have to deal with having to ship one, you know, to different places, and you know, having them scattered. I'd rather just sell them all at once and give, you know, the buyer an opportunity to have all of them at once, because I know what it's like hunting for toys. I know how stressful it can be. I know it can be very like anxious for buyers and stuff. It was certainly for me, you know, at my age when I was like, I think it was like 12 or 13 years old when I got these. But you know, I'm glad I'm selling them to somebody who can appreciate them as much, if not more, than I did. These guys will definitely be missed, but you know, I definitely still got some TMNT gear in the collection. I'm not letting all my TMNT stuff go, obviously. Boom, I got the shirt, I got the hat, And you know, it's you know, these ones I feel okay. I feel content letting these go and sending them off to a good home. But alas, I just wanted to do a video on these guys before I send them off. I'm actually gonna pack them up right now. I'm gonna put them in like bubble wrap and send them off to the proper send off to the postal service. So anyways, guys, I don't want to ramble on too much. I just want to thank everybody that is watching this video, that's taking the time to watch this video. I know this video is a little bit longer than I normally go, but you know, for 9 figures, I really wanted to kind of give my thoughts and explain to you, you know, why these figures were near and dear to my heart. Thank you guys for all the love on my channel. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. If you have, you already know. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Leave a like, comment below. Let's talk. You know, if you want to talk about turtles, you want to talk about nostalgia, I'm always down. I check the comments. I read the comments almost every single day. So, you know, definitely, if you guys want to talk about this or anything else, you know, about turtles and whatnot, you know, let's talk. You know, hit my line. So, anyways, guys, I am going to head on out of here. Post office is still got a few hours before they close, but I'm gonna head out of here, pack these up, and you know, I am going to miss these guys. Raph, I'm going to miss you. All right, guys, well, have a great weekend, y'all. Be safe out there, and until next time, COWABUNGA.